This is unboxing of a filter. Let's open and see what is inside. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is a filter. It's a UHC ultra high contrast filter for 2-inch telescopes, eyepieces. So let's see what range it will let pass or block. It's made in China, of course. As you can see, Chinese will be the next language of science, and exactly it will be in the green area. It will be letting pass, and the rest of it green blue. The rest of it will be blocked. So 450 to around practically 480 to 530 or 30, if you pass, and a little bit also in that inch. So without further ado, let's see what is inside. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's a beautiful filter. Case is beautiful. How can I open this? I can just use both my hands. Okay, now look at this. Isn't it lovely? It's so reflective. Practically blocks all the unnecessary light. Let's look through this. Oh, everything looks blue when you look through it. So that's the way everything should look. That's the way. Oh, it completely blocks the red, it seems to me, and brings out the greens and blues. Oh, I like that. Let's look at the Orion Nebula. You definitely see more intensity in the Orion Nebula in this picture. So we will see how it is on the real thing, because it's just a photograph. I'm looking forward to see a night with a clear night, so testing it on the 2-inch eyepiece. Let's just attach it to for the sake of the experiment. Attach it to a 2-inch eyepiece. This is my Maxvision pineapple 40mm eyepiece, 68 degrees, and let's attach this filter to it. My wife is asking, can I come in? Yes, you can come in. You want a lemonade? Okay. That's the eyepiece, and now let's look through it. Anyway, very impressive. So we have now finally a 2-inch filter for our 2-inch eyepieces, and it looks beautiful. I will use it in the first opportunity that there is a clear sky on the Orion Nebula probably. Wow, I use that ultra high contrast filter 2-inch one on this Maxvision 28mm eyepiece. Oh, the Nebula M42 jumped into the view. Amazing. Never expected such a difference. It almost doubled the brightness of the nebula. As you can see, we have a relatively medium to thick and sometimes thinner cloud cover, so practically it's very difficult to see anything, but this ultra high contrast made a big difference with the telescope. Really impressive. I love this Maxvision eyepieces. They give such a lovely view. One of the best for observing the Orion Nebula itself and the trapezium is this 24 degrees 24 millimeter one. I wish I had a 22 or 20 millimeter one. I have not seen it yet. Explore Scientific is the same, but it doesn't have that good, nice feeling of this rubber holding thing, and the size of the glass is enormous. Anyway, it's such a beautiful thing when you look at it. Trapezium, in all of them are sharp, edge to edge. This moment I'm looking around the star Alnitak in the Orion constellation. Is one of the is the last one in the 3 stars of the belt of Orion, and a little bit down toward the south I see a lot of nebulosity. This is the Maxvision 24 millimeter eyepiece, and I'm using the a 2-inch, of course this is a 2-inch eyepiece, and I'm using a 2-inch ultra high contrast filter. I see a lot of nebulosity. This is an 8-inch LX200, a classic one. The sky is not very yeah, it's quite dark actually. We are not quite dark, and the clouds are clear. I see a lot of nebulosity. A lot of dark streaks. Which one of them is the Horsehead Nebula is not very clear, because what I'm doing, I should show you. I'm using this cover to put over my head, so I'm practically get it backed out. And after adaptation of my eye, I can see a lot of nebulosity, especially with averted vision. They're very visible. What is funny is that in those nebulosity, I see a lot of dark streaks. It's not one, it's more than probably 6 dark streaks I see around. They're scattered all over the place. It's easy to see actually around the Alnitak to see itself, the nebula there, which is a Flame Nebula. That is definitely easy. The easiest. You don't need even dark adaptation for seeing that. I may be exceptional. I have a probably exceptional eye vision, thanks God. But the Horsehead Nebula, I've heard that is very difficult. You need at least 11-inch to telescope to see that. With this 8-inch, I can see it with the help of the ultra high contrast. And as I told, putting a shroud over my head, so I will be completely dark adapted. And as you can see, I'm also using for this video, I'm using a red torch, which is on my head actually. And you can see it now better with the light of it. It's a very exceptional seeing, and I really like these Maxvisions. I think Maxvisions are the best eyepieces I've ever had, and they are not expensive. They are the best for the price, and comparable or even better than the ones that the Teleview, Nagler, and Ethos and others sell. Panaview, and I really am enjoying this. Visual astronomy is definitely a good way of better understanding, because I've seen a lot of overexposed. Actually, I was looking on the eyepiece and comparing with what I can see in the mobile phone pictures. The images that you see, I should say actually images, the images you see are overexposed. The stars are not what you see actually in this. Of course, they're reverse in the Schmidt Cassegrain, they're reverse. But again, they are not what you will see in the eyepiece. The stars in the images you see are overexposed, they're big, huge. What you see in the real world is different. More like a drawing. If you want to draw it, you have to draw it more carefully. Of course, drawing with different telescopes give you different views. That's the problem. So you have to make your own drawing. And I'm going to actually gradually go toward the visual observation drawing.